There's a couple places that they sometimes hang out that I see them, but I'm gonna drive by just in case they forgot. The sooner the better. That's the thing, is that people tend to procrastinate or forget. A lot of things can happen. Anyway, I'm having to hop around from parking lot, having to worry about being victimized for existing in a parking lot instead of in a house. It sucks. Take me to Tillamook Sporting Goods.
Tillamook Sporting Goods. All right.
There's a bunch of mothers and their kids here. I did put a sign up saying, well, basically addressing the drug addicts that come here, leave all their paraphernalia all over the place. Nobody wants their kids stepping on some drug addict's needle. That's scary. Anyway, I'm gonna go over by,
Head north on Del Monte Avenue toward Oregon 6 East, then turn left onto Oregon 6 West.
I'm gonna go over by the library and see if they're over there. Ah, hell. Can't even get it in gear, can I? As many of y'all might have noticed, I'm kind of a dick. Oh, no, I'm definitely
Take the
a
next
dickhead.
right onto 3rd Street, then turn right onto Park Avenue.
I don't like to be, but the thing is, people hear me when I talk nice. They want to blow it off like it's no big thing. That's what you always do when it's a man. Doesn't matter about their disabilities, they just need to man up. Doesn't matter what abuse they're going through, they just need to man up. Well, that is victim blaming and shaming. Meanwhile, it's also been shown that women are far more interested in looks than men are. How strange is that? Now we get told the opposite. All men care about is looks. No, all you care about is us paying you attention. Like, why is it so important for men to pay attention to you? Why is it such a competition between women for the attention of a man? And why is it such a horrible thing if men are vying for attention in the same way?
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto US 101 North, Pacific Avenue.
Alright. There's some emergency responders by the fire brigade. I probably pronounced that wrong, but that's what they call it in the World War II movie. The fire brigade.
Turn right onto US 101 North, Pacific Avenue. Take the next left onto Main Avenue, then turn left onto 5th Street.
It may not charge my phone up while I'm doing this, but it keeps it from going down. If I record a video while it's being charged up, it'll usually let me make most of the video I want to make. When it's way down low, though, it makes it real difficult. For me, I have to try to conserve money until somebody shows up to help. Travis, I paid him $20 for help. He didn't show up. I didn't expect him to. But I also wasn't there. He was busy working on his car. I gave him a lot of leeway with it. He's staying over at the Shiloh Inn. Well, he's staying in the parking lot, I guess, over there. Hopefully he doesn't get towed.
500 feet, turn right onto Stillwell. Turn right onto Stillwell Avenue.
That lady walked right behind the vehicle. Oh, go ahead, sir. And almost right in front of mine. Oh, actually, she would have walked into the side of it. It's a good thing I was paying attention.
In 800 feet, turn right onto First Street.
Alright, I don't see them here. So, wasting gas, wasting.
Turn left onto Stillwell Avenue, then turn right onto First Street.
Alright.
Turn right onto First Street.
I record because I'm out in public. If I had a private place to do this stuff, I wouldn't have to record.
Take the next right onto
If people didn't fuck with me when I'm out in public, I wouldn't have to record. That goes for police and the general public.
Take the next right onto 2nd Street, then turn right onto Fur Avenue.
Alright. Well, they ain't over here.
Take the next right onto Fur Avenue, then turn right onto First Street.
Oh, there's the hospital.
Take the next right onto First Street. Take the next right onto Front Street, then turn right onto Grove Avenue.
Alright.
Take the next right onto Grove Avenue, then turn left onto First Street. Take the next right onto Stillwell Avenue, then turn left onto First Street.
Is this a fucking one-way or something? No, it's not.
Take the next left onto First Street.
Well, nowhere to go and nowhere to be.
In 500 feet, turn left onto 3rd Street. Turn left onto 3rd Street.
Ahoo!
In 600 feet, turn left onto US 101 Pacific Avenue.
Well, it was at 47%. Let's see what it's at now. Still at 47% battery. That's good. My car's starting to overheat. I've used up about $20 worth of gas since I filled it up. So I've literally gotten absolutely jack shit done.
101 North Pacific Avenue.
That's the problem with people being cowards. At least they're greedy cowards. If it weren't for greed, I wouldn't have gotten any help at all. You can call it that. That's why it's so difficult to, sorry. It's difficult to reply or respond to somebody who doesn't hear anything that you say. No sense in saying it. There's a lot of people that don't show up. I'm expected to understand when they don't show up. But do they try to understand that I can't do these things for myself? I'll get talked over. They'll use the mentally ill tag and just play on that like they always do. For me, I've helped out a lot of people out here who just bullshit me. And they don't care how hurtful that is. A lot of people have good intentions. It's when they don't follow through that it resulted in some people being harmed over and over and over again. And that's never okay.
In 800 feet, turn left on Ocean Avenue.
Actually, all the way down to Lillian A. Good speed again, just in case. We can hang out there quite a bit. I probably should have checked the impound to see if the cops arrested them.
Take the next left on Ocean Avenue, then turn left on 1st Street. In 600 feet, turn left onto Goodspeed Place. Turn left onto Goodspeed Place, then turn left onto 1st Street. Take the next left onto Park Avenue, then turn left onto 1st Street. Take the next left onto Del Monte Avenue, then turn left onto Oregon 6 West.
Yep, no luck here.
Turn left onto Oregon 6 West, 1st Street.
I guess we'll try the 17 minutes.
In
Again,
a quarter mile, turn right onto US 101 North Pacific Avenue.
the safety
Continue for
here, I don't
3/4 of a mile.
people going in. Might as well see if they got a blanket or a jacket. I gave mine away. All I got left's my hoodie. If y'all get lucky, it'll be Donna's day off.
Head east.
You didn't choose cat allergies, your hairline, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. But you can choose your doctor, who will care for all the things you didn't choose. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
Tonight, state regulators are raising more concerns at a Colorado mental health facility north of Denver for the second time in 6 months. This time, serious issues surround patient safety.
Denver 7 Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kowaleski continues his reporting, uncovering failures inside Johnstown Heights Behavioral Health.
Mr. Peterson? Tony Kowaleski from Denver 7. Do you have a moment?
For more than 6 months, the man in charge of this 92-bed mental health hospital has elected to avoid questions raised in multiple Denver 7 investigations.
We'd like to show you what some of your patients have had to say about the treatment in your facility. Sir, why do you continue to walk away? Isn't this important? Will you talk with us? Here's our card. Here's my card. Thank you. When can you talk with us?
And now there are more questions following a state inspection and discoveries centered on a failure to keep patients safe. The report from the Colorado Department of Public Health shows Johnstown Heights was recently placed on an immediate jeopardy designation because an inspection found multiple employees, including senior-level managers, forcibly carried out a patient who was in the hospital because of suicide threats. According to the report, the patient was carried out of the hospital and dumped in the parking lot. According to this state report, the facility failed to have a process in place to ensure patients left the facility safely. The most recent finding follows disturbing accusations regarding patient care from former employees and patients.
They didn't have the staff to protect the patients.
BJ Potts quit after working for 6 months as a nurse inside Johnstown Heights.
Johnstown Heights, to me, it was a disaster waiting to happen.
Back in November, state regulators issued another immediate jeopardy designation. That time, it was after a patient died in the detox unit.
He was 39 years old. He walked in there on his own volition, wanting to get help. Through negligence, he died. It was just a zoo. In so many words, Johnstown Heights is a Nothing they're doing is helping the patients. There's no safety measures, and you're lucky if you can get out of there alive.
The immediate jeopardy designation is one of the most serious conclusions state inspectors can reach. It required Johnstown Heights to take immediate corrective action to stay open. That corrective action included additional training for employees. Once again, we reached...
All right, so you notice that they're retraining, right? Well, what are they training them to do? Obviously, to break the law. See, here's the thing with overbooking. A lot of the people out here who are going to these services month after month after month after month, those services should have helped them the first time instead of getting them hooked. I mean, you get cut off from almost any resource that you could possibly get once you're accepting government handouts. If you're bullied to the point that you want your life to end, they're not going to help you. They're going to send you to a place like Johnstown Heights where they're going to inject you with drugs that are going to kill you. Or they'll throw you right back out onto the streets. Obviously here, literally. I wasn't literally thrown out of a facility. I was physically assaulted at more than one. Now, Johnstown Heights, as many of y'all who have followed the story may know, that used to be Clearview Behavioral Health. And we know what happened there with them killing another patient before Hatay.
Down to the facility's CEO for comment, and again, we received no response. I'm Chief Investigative Reporter Tony Kowaleski.
So disturbing. Thank you, Tony.
Let's try another one.
Oh my God, you got a line out here.
Alarming
Concerning allegations, sexual assault, filthy conditions, and dangerous understaffing, all at a mental health hospital north of Denver.
Prisons are offering better care than Johnstown Heights.
Denver 7 investigates, exposing more concerns from veteran nurses.
Everything about that place is wrong. You just want somebody to do something about it.
Tonight, they're calling on state regulators to step in.
Chief investigative reporter Tony Kovaleski breaking down the details for us.
I have never, ever seen a place like this.
He's a veteran nurse. He spent 6 weeks inside this hospital, hoping to help.
It's not accepted. It's not right. There's a lot of people.
Those are my words.
A lot of good people can get hurt. And I don't think
A lot of good people were
making
hurt.
money is worth it.
What was the priority at Johnstown Heights?
Money. They're prioritizing money over patient care.
She is also a veteran nurse.
It's
Same thing back when it was
dangerous
Clearview.
for staff. It's dangerous for the other patients.
She spent more than 6 months working inside the
The staff
92-bed
antagonized
mental
her.
health hospital because she
makes it
fears
difficult.
speaking out could prevent her from
They're not
getting a job.
professionally trained.
She asked us to disguise her
Well, they're
identity.
professionally trained bullshitters, that's for sure.
Big problem. And it's not being addressed.
What made you decide to reach out to our team?
In 40 years of nursing, I have never seen a facility like this. And if something isn't done to change the way that facility is managed, people are going to get hurt, staff, patients could die.
Both admitting during lengthy interviews that the staffing shortages, increased dangers, and a failure by senior leadership to prioritize patient care all contributed to their decisions to resign.
They're being warehoused. They're being kept there longer than they need to be because they want the heads and nuts.
Is that the only place that I've spoken out about that I've been to? No, there's also DEC. Marcia Estrada's well aware of that place. She calls it a warehouse. Warehouse.
The facility filled. They want the insurance money.
I saw a lot of scared people there. Sexual assaults happen about once a week. Assaults happen about once a week or once every other day. I was assaulted while I was there. It's a mess.
And both nurses reached out last month after hearing our initial report, where patients and mental health techs raised serious concerns.
What they're doing is not right. We shouldn't be held there longer than we need to be. It's just not right. It's taking advantage of everybody.
From what you witnessed, what concerns you?
I told on this
The length
place
of stay for people, I don't
in
think that people
2008.
should be held as long as they do without seeing a doctor or a psychiatrist or anybody.
You saw the facts we reported.
I saw one
Your
doctor for
experience,
less
were
than
they
5
accurate?
minutes total the whole time I was there.
I thought your reporting was spot on. The patients were not being seen by the doctor. They were not going to group sessions. They were not going to counseling. They were not getting care other than multiple medications. They were just being housed.
The docs would come in and
Told
write
you.
orders.
Instead of doing their jobs, they just take people on drugs, hold them as long as they can before throwing them out on the street.
Change medications for patients that they've never treated, cared for, spoken to.
After learning of Denver 7's investigation, the state's Department of Health announced that it was launching its own investigation into Johnstown Heights. Do you think state regulators have any idea the truth behind the doors of Johnstown Heights?
No, I never saw housekeeping in 6 weeks. So the rooms just stayed filthy and nasty. You open the rooms,
I don't remember seeing
and the
housekeeping there
odor
either.
is horrendous. Urine or whatever else was on the floors. And when one patient got discharged, they just changed the sheet and another patient took his place.
Both nurses also questioned the integrity of inspections by the state.
Whenever they had state come in, they would staff up. They'd call people in and say, it's all hands on deck. Everybody's got to be here. So it appeared to the state that they were fully staffed.
What's the truth?
They were not. They were there.
In the end, courageous testimonials from 2 veteran nurses, now hoping to force state regulators to dig deeper.
Is this a wake-up
I'm
call
not
to the
courageous,
leadership
I'm
of
just a
Johnstown
victim
Heights?
speaking
If they
out.
haven't
My
had a
words don't
wake-up
matter.
call by now,
Hopefully you
I
listen
don't
to
know
medical
what would wake
professionals.
them up. If they don't
The
make
few that were
changes
actually there.
now, this is greed to the top.
Both nurses told us they raised their issues with senior leaders before they resigned. Back in October, we did meet with Johnstown Heights CEO Sean Peterson as he arrived for work. We wanted to make him aware of the serious concerns raised by patients and members of his staff. He took our business card and promised to call. That was 6 weeks ago. We've made other calls and
Here's
still
another
no
one.
call
This
back.
one's 10 minutes long, but it talks about the name change too. And they changed it from
I knew
Jersey to
somebody was
Johnstown.
going to get hurt.
Talks about 2
And
different
they
bodies.
didn't have the staff to protect the patients.
Another death inside a Colorado mental health hospital.
A lot of those checks and assessments, I think, got missed. The big takeaway is the lack of attention to the patient.
For more than 4 years, Denver 7 Investigates has uncovered
Just so you know, this
tragedy
place is
inside
not
the
any
walls
better
of this facility
if you
north of Denver.
are called
Is there any
mentally
way the
ill by
leadership of
police
Johnstown
officers
Heights
as an
can look at
unpopular
this and say,
person. They
we've done nothing wrong?
do what every police officer does.
For some time.
They send you to another jurisdiction, to a mental hatch, or they arrest
Chief
you.
Investigative Reporter Tony Kovaleski uncovered documents and insider information.
Sometimes they have to destroy your voice, which means they have to destroy your name. Then they can arrest you.
It's a
So they
Sunday
call you mentally
afternoon.
ill, try to insinuate people
I
to
knew
be
somebody was
schizophrenic
going to get
or
hurt. And
delusional
I went to
or
patient.
have hallucinations, things of that nature.
This is a detox unit.
Unconscious, not breathing, CPR in progress.
They didn't have the staff to protect the patients.
They didn't try to protect you.
Come on, man. Come on.
Staff were busy taking advantage of it.
You are listening to the voice of a Johnstown police officer trying to save a life.
Okay, we have moved in.
The dude's been dead for almost 45
Johnstown
minutes.
Heights was a disaster
Just so you
waiting to
know, there
happen.
was no
And
saving
that
his life.
disaster happened last November. The officer's attempts to resuscitate failed. We call it in.
When I found my friend Danny dead behind the pedestrian shop in Boulder, Colorado, he'd been dead for hours. Hours. They got a call about a homeless man not breathing and unresponsive behind the pedestrian shop at around 4 o'clock in the morning. The police did nothing. The ambulance did nothing. I found Daniel dead out there at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's 6 hours. 6 hours after somebody called it in.
You know what I mean?
3 days after entering Johnstown Heights, seeking help for alcoholism, Christopher Dixon died on that Sunday.
He was 39 years old. He walked in there on his own volition, wanting to get help.
That's one of the things they do as well. The police will take you to a mental hospital, right? And because they don't want the state to pay for it, they'll say you're in there of your own volition. And the moment you say you're leaving, what do? Well, it's not of your own volition anymore. At that point, they say that it's state ordered. And from that point on, well, the state has to pay for it. But really, the only difference is whether or not you walk out of your own volition. If you try to do that, you find out how many rights you actually have, how free you are as an American. When people bully you to the point that you want your life to end, they punish you as if you have some sort of sickness for not wanting to be abused and ignored. But it's the same anywhere in the United States. My fellow countrymen are a bunch of cowards. They don't care unless it's happening to them. When it's happening to them, they whine that nobody will help them, but they don't help anybody else out. They just make empty promises till they get what they want. People won't help me, well, fine. I'll manipulate them out of what I want. I'll make empty promises to get what I want. And one of the issues with me being out here with these drug addicts is that drug addicts are going to take advantage of me. Pretty simple. But I can't go to the cops. They're not going to do anything for me. They're going to treat me like a junkie. So I'm kind of stuck between two worlds. Meanwhile, I don't have any particular distaste or disliking for somebody who's an addict because I can see past the addiction and see the human being. I also know what the likely behaviors are going to be, so I do pay attention to that. I know that if I'm hanging out with an alcoholic and they've complained at me 5 or 6 times that they need something, that they might very well throw a tantrum in the next few minutes or start trembling, shaking, and have a seizure. It happens. I also know that different people have different personality types, and some people don't have to be drunk to act drunk. The moment they taste that alcohol, mentally they become drunk.
Through negligence, he died.
BJ Potts is a veteran nurse, a resume with 4 decades of experience, including time in 2 other mental health facilities. He resigned after 6 weeks at Johnstown Heights after he was physically assaulted by patients 2 different times.
What up, dude? What you doing? We had here before. A little bit. Yeah. I know. Heard about it. Oh, yeah.
That was an interesting conversation you were having.
It wasn't a conversation. I got a YouTube channel, and I was speaking out about the abuse that got me sent here, and then the abuse that got me here. As soon as you have 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, I have about 1,400 subscribers now.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I don't have any.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm sorry, but you're not able to.
All right. Well, I'm not allowed to come here, apparently. That's Donna. That's the lady who was talking about the racism here. And I'll take it again if I see you in public. It's important to make sure that you document issues like that. Like I said, getting blackballed by a community. Yeah, it happens. Making sure that you pay attention to what's going on in the nation around you, that's important. It's called situational awareness. Now, some people, of course, can't handle being honest, and it's unfortunate that we find those people at the churches. Now, the lady that works here, she's got really thick glasses, and she's very skinny, and she's homeless too. She's the one that was talking with Eli that day when we had Eli's interview. Although that interview didn't come out too good, did it? Anyway, if you're not going to do your job as a mandated reporter, that's on you. But you don't get to bully the victims. That's not okay. And Donna decided to bully me. I'm glad I got her picture again. I think this is a better one. Oh. We should probably get back to the Clearview thing. Now, as far as the abuses that have happened and occurred at the churches, let's press play and then we'll get back to that.
It was just a zoo.
BJ quit 2 weeks before Christopher's death.
In
Not
so
every
many
church is
words,
gonna be
Johnstown Heights is a Nothing they're doing is helping the patients. There's no safety measures, and you're lucky if you can get out of there alive.
In the 5 months since Christopher Dixon's death, Denver 7 Investigates has been digging to answer why, to understand what happened. We've reviewed body camera video, the official police report, the coroner's autopsy report, talked with more than a dozen current and former patients and employees, and we've obtained newly released state inspection records. BJ Potts also reviewed those records.
You can't have a facility that just houses.
And we also got recordings from Susan. Susan knows Donna, has known her for years. And Susan spoke about Donna being a rich girl. I kind of got that feeling because she seemed seemed a bit clueless. You want to talk about being homeless back in the 1960s? That was a long time ago. I don't feel bad at all for predators to get their pictures taken. And if there's stuff that I need in order to turn in my predator, well, I'm not going to feel bad about getting it. If the cops want to know the license plate number of the predator, I'll get them the license plate. If they want to know what the predator looks like, I'll show them what the predator looks like, but they got to be willing to look. And that's the problem, is they're just going to send me around in circles and talk over me and not make any attempt to actually assess the situation. Talking over the victim is not assessing the situation. It's dismissing the victim and putting the victim at risk. Yeah, well, a lot of these people, means it's a small town and they're friends with other predators in many of these cases, and you can hear it too. Like, you can literally hear these people talking about how they want to send me to their friend at such and such agency. Well, why would I want to go to see your friend at such and such agency if that agency has multiple people who have committed crimes against me? Not doing your job as a mandated reporter is a crime. I'm allowed to be angry, and I'm allowed to speak up, and those are two very important things. There are also things that I'm not allowed to do, even though they're my rights. I mean, really, if I act like any of my predators, I'll get arrested. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I do tell on predators, and I don't have any qualms about it. This whole turning it in safely, no, you fucking can't. None of these mandated reporters do their jobs right away like they're supposed to. Instead, they argue and dig for excuses. And that's not okay. Go ahead. When people say they're going to show up, I know most of the time they're not. When people say that they're going to help, I know that most of the time they won't. And I know that without somebody who actually gives a shit, taking a look and speaking up, makes no difference whatsoever. If somebody's called mentally ill, that's a death sentence in the United States. That just means that that person is not going to be heard by anybody without a friend or family member. Your friends or family have to fight for your rights, not just talk about how maybe they will a little later on after 4 weddings and a funeral. Go ahead. Over here where I met them, I'll see them, and if their car was in town, I'll see them. Nope, there's no parking spaces. Oh well. Guess I'll be going the other way.
try to record for everybody's safety in the situation. If somebody's offended by that, they shouldn't be in a position of power. They shouldn't be in a position where they can establish dominion over innocent people. Whether that be at a church, or at a school, at a local police station. You get to see how Americans being victimized into homelessness and then told that it's their fault that they were victimized. When they scream for help, you say, oh, you deserve to be abused because you screamed for help. How dare you scream? You're a violent person. And then there's these places getting all butthurt, looking for any excuse to get butthurt after antagonizing victims and talking over them. When somebody is antagonized by 911 services, you know there's a fucking problem. This country does need to be burned to the fucking ground, and I hope nuclear weapons are not used, but you know what? The American people aren't burning anything except their own constitution. We're also bullying everybody else in the world and telling them what horrible people they are for being bullied to the point that they actually fucking stand up. There isn't a more cowardly nation than this. And there's not likely to ever be. We hide behind technology. It's got nothing to do with right and wrong. It's got to do with who's got the money. And sadly, the church has got the money. The police got the money. You don't have shit. And this is what predators like law enforcement prey on. People they know can't defend themselves. Oh, look, I got one of those filthy hobos off the streets and into jail. Costing 10 times more per year than it would have cost to just give them housing. Then you say there's not enough housing. Well, of course there's not enough housing. You take advantage of people enough. You make sure that everything's too fucking expensive for anybody to afford a goddamn thing. And then magically it's the victim's fault, right? No, it's fucking not. It's not the bullies that push people to commit suicide. It's people who claim to be friends or family, the ones who pretend to care. Those are the ones who push people to the point that they commit suicide. Anything good left in this country? No, nothing. I had to go back to people that were known predators to beg them to tell the truth. And I have to rely on drug addicts because the police won't do their jobs, and neither will any of these other places. They just talk over me. This shit's not fucking okay.
All these peoples and places are making a profit off of me, and I can't even take care of myself. Then I'm sent to pieces of shit at Northwest Senior and Disability Center. Or Northwest Senior and Disability Services. Well, they're not going to do their fucking jobs either. Let's see if I have my medical card in here somewhere. On the bright side, we got Donna's picture again. Now we can post her picture up with some of the stuff that we have. Good for you and good for me. All right. I don't see Charlie or Tiffany here yet. I did wait an hour before running around in circles for absolutely no reason. Didn't do anything but waste my batteries, waste my gas. Just a complete waste. All because nobody's going to listen to me when I go in alone. I'll be talked over. And I told you. On the bright side, now that I got Donna's picture, I can post it up. And if I ever end up with a place where I can process all the evidence, I'll be posting up the conversations with her where she talks about the KKK presence here. That's right. Don't fucking bully me. That shit's not okay. And that's exactly what people do when they do something wrong and you tell on them. Or them. When people are predatory towards me, no, I'm not going to let it go. Because if I let every bit of abuse go, then I have to endure more abuse by people who see me take abuse and do nothing about it. When I'm told to go to the police and my abusers see that the police will do nothing about it, the mental health will do nothing about it, that literally nobody will do their job as a mandated reporter. Well, that gets kind of pathetic, doesn't it? We're at 32% battery, and my phone's overheating, so I'm gonna let it cool down.